Good morning. It's 9 a.m. I know gay people and an LGBTQ plus Kiki at 9 in the freaking morning. Well, that's why I'm still in bed. Me? I'm FayWhat? And we are going to have some fun this morning. We have lots of interesting things to talk about. Come on, let's go.
Rainbows, gay boys, hashtag that girl, sunbeams, drag queens, L-word, is that girl, the girl of all our dreams. She's everything that every girl should be. Aqua, South Beach, hashtag that girl, pride-filled, tea-dance, Wilton, is that girl, Latina, but she's universal too. If you find a girl to love, only one girl to love, then she'll be that girl too. That girl.
Created by Hotspots Magazine, happening out television network, the FayWhat Show's America's first LGBTQ plus morning show. And I'm broadcasting live and also available on demand on your favorite streaming channels. It is Tuesday, January 28th, 2025. So in 2025, Hotspots Magazine celebrates 40 years of documenting the LGBTQ plus experience. Happening out television network, Queer News Tonight is celebrating 5 years with 10,000 television stories and more than 10 million views in 2024. We will produce the 25th anniversary of the Stonewall Pride Parade and Festival on June 14th. In the same model of PBS and NPR, we are a nonprofit 501c3 organization whose mission is to educate and serve the LGBTQ plus community. Next, let's kiki about what's going on in the LGBTQ plus community. I have a sidekick joining me in bed for some conversation. What did you think I was talking about? You know who he is. He's sexy as hell, but I still wouldn't know what to do with him in bed. Just saying. Anyway, our first segment is called Gay Boys Sleep Late, and this morning I'm joined by my gay guy pal, Jamal L. Starks. He's a model, spiritualist, wellness counselor, part of Queer Yoga Club Miami, and HIV activist with Impulse Group, and also sits on the Men of Color Advisory Board for Viv Healthcare. Let's not forget he walks a sex siren in the house of gorgeous Gucci, because he's gorgeous. Gucci, yeah. You can find him on Instagram at @porcelain. Good morning, Jay, and welcome back to my bed, boo. Mwah. How are you doing? How are you feeling?
I'm good. I'm feeling well.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I haven't seen you this month. Like how?
Oh, Happy New Year. Happy New
That's
Year.
it. That's the last time we say it, right? And I think you can only do it till the end of January, and I think we've done it.
This is good. This is good. Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
how have you been? Like, so something that maybe our viewers don't know is that, you know, aside from Jamal, like being in bed with me and being topical and being witty and having the list of things that he does that I just told you about, right? He's also my spiritualist, right? He's the one that I go to when I feel that the world is going cuckoo, like now, and say like, hey, you know, center me. What do I need to do? Let's have a session, right? And I always try to be very diligent about having a session with Jamal before the new year ends, somewhere in the calamity of the middle of the year and somewhere at the end, you know, just try to see where I'm at. And like, we all need some help. We honestly need some help to just get all those thoughts in order, you know? Jamal is halfway being a therapist. I mean, it's one of those things where we're sitting there thinking about, like, you know, what's bothering you right now? What energies are you bringing up?
Yeah.
What do you want to work on, right? Like, you know, I mean, and we were able to do that at the beginning of January. And I think that because of being able to do that, I'm not as crazy as I probably could be right now. Yes, would have been with everything that's going on.
Yeah.
You know, ICE is coming and taking Latinos away here in South Florida. Gender markers are not going to be allowed anymore. Ex-gender markers won't be allowed for passports. Trump is HIV meds, you know, are being held back from folks that need it all over the globe. I mean, I can go on and on.
Yeah.
You know, you're still black and I'm still Latina. So we've got a lot of issues going
and I'm still
on.
positive too.
You know, and you have to stay positive for those around you. You don't have to, but you do.
Yeah. And I do the same thing you do. I go to my mentors. You know, if your spiritualist or therapist doesn't have a mentor, then get rid of them. Because everybody needs a mentor and everybody needs somebody to, help
Guide.
sort out and guide and find the center. This is a communal thing. This
Yes.
is an interconnected thing.
Yeah.
The stuff I impart to you is stuff that people have imparted to me or my teachers, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, if my folks weren't planted and grounded, I'd probably be losing my head too. This is a lot going on. There's a lot of information.
Yes.
There's a lot of grounding information. There's just a lot to spin us off center.
What should people be doing right now to
Focusing on themselves, healing themselves, and in that
less social media, less TV,
social media, more social grounding.
Yes.
More interacting with people face to face. That's
Yes.
the only way we can ground it and get back to community. Because if you really pour yourself back into your own life, you'll find you're not alone and that there are other people around when you start having conversations with your neighbors,
Yep.
when you start having conversations with your friends,
Yeah.
your family. If you don't have support, there are groups out there you can reach out to
Yep.
for support, because that's what's going to sustain us.
and we're at the
Period.
beginning only. It's
Yeah.
only January, kids.
And everybody
you know
has
what I mean?
been stressed out. Like everywhere I go, they're like, Jamal, your demeanor is so that. But you can feel the emotional, the heightened emotion of everybody.
Yes.
Like, where are we going?
Yeah, what's going to happen tomorrow, And
Yeah.
the first that most people go to, the first thing that we go to is to isolate. Like, for whatever reason, I don't know what it is with humankind, but we want to feel that nobody knows the pain that I know the pain. You can't be as sad as I am. You can't be affected by Trump more than me, right? And that's not the case. You got to find other people who are aligned with your values and sit together in unity and say, what can we together now do?
Yeah.
Because you're not alone.
And we're here.
We're here. We ain't going nowhere.
We're here. What are we?
We're here. We're queer. So.
We're queer. We might as well, and we have to do what we know works best.
Yes. Yes.
And what works best is leaning into our creativity, leaning into our joy, leaning into the light. And when you have to go process, take your time and go process.
Process. That's a good word right there.
Yeah.
And that looks different for everyone.
Everybody, yeah.
My friend Michelle is a huge activist, and she has helped many people who are undocumented try to just find their way with legalities and stuff like that. She's super affected by everything that's going on. And I'm not saying she's the only one, but she tends to really get heavy and really and a part of me is kind of like, baby, you can't save everyone, right? But I also love that she's tuned in to that energy and that feeling, but it's a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
Because you got to take care of
you first to see how much capacity you have. And I think that's there's a song by Doechii. Doechii's my girl right now. Check her out. Where I think it's her mom telling her in one of her songs, like, God gave you 24 hours. God gave you 24 hours. You do what you do, and at the end of the day, you lay your head on the pillow and say, that's all I could do.
Yep.
And so we have to start gauging our capacity and slowing down a lot more as well.
Yeah.
We can't save the world, and we can't save every gay community member. We can't save every Black, Latino. We can't save as much as you want to. We're not, omnipotent.
Yeah.
We are human beings having a human
experience. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But all that outside noise kind of filters in, and it makes you think that you're not doing the right thing.
You're not doing enough.
I mean? Or you're not doing enough,
You're not doing enough.
Jamal has me doing an affirmation, and he's had me doing it for 30 days, so I still got 3 more days, right? And it's, very intentional, right? I intend to see what I got to see, no matter who I'm with, no matter what I'm doing, no matter who's with me. Right? If it's supposed to be crystal clear for me, I will see it. And that grounds me every morning, just letting me know whatever's supposed to happen will happen, and you got the tools and you're equipped.
You're good.
Go.
You're good.
Go.
And if you don't have the tools, because I've realized that a lot of people don't have the tools. We're fortunate to have found each other and found the tools that we have. available and be the people who we are in community. But a lot of people don't have the tools, I think.
Yeah.
They just don't have the tools.
Seek out the tools.
They have
The
to
tools
seek
are
out.
out there for you.
Yeah,
All right.
they really
I'm telling
are.
you, honestly, like like, there's no way.
There's
no.
good people.
There's good people out there. And I don't care if you're in Arkansas. All right. You can send Porcelain a message through Instagram. That fool will reply and talk to you.
And
okay?
give you a reading. Yeah,
So,
I would.
I'm just saying. All right. Well, let's get the show started.
Let's go.
Chasten Buttigieg is set to release Papa's Coming Home, a heartfelt children's book on May 20th, just in time for Father's Day. Sharing the news on Instagram, Chasten said, quote, "I hope every family finds something to love in this story. It's a story about unconditional love. It's just a dad getting his kids ready to go to the airport to pick up their papa," end quote. The story follows kids Jojo and Rosie baking a cake and prepping for their papa's homecoming. Illustrated by Dan Taylor, the book is inspired by Chasten's family life with his husband, Pete Buttigieg. A spring book tour is also planned. Chasten calls it a tribute to love, family, and acceptance. Watch this.
Hey everybody, it's Chasten. I have something really exciting to share with you today. I just received it in the mail, the very first copy of Papa's Coming Home, which will be out on shelves later this year, May 20th, just in time for Father's Day. I wrote this book because I wanted to have another story with a family that looked like ours. I hope every family finds something that they love in this story. It's a story about unconditional love. It's just a dad getting his kids ready to go to the airport to pick up their papa. I love the illustrations. The colors just pop. The illustrator, Dan Taylor, did an incredible job with this book. My kids have been reading it all day. Look at this. It's so beautiful. I can't wait to share it with you. You can visit the link in my bio or check out chastenwrites.com to pre-order a copy. I will be updating you on the book tour to come this spring. Thanks so much for your support. Thanks so much for sharing in the excitement. I hope you'll go pre-order a copy. I'm just so excited. I can't wait to share it with you. Thanks so much, and I'll see you soon.
Chasten Buttigieg pens heartfelt children's story. Grab tissues. It's so cute. What are we all talking about?
Oh,
I
this
know.
makes me happy.
I know. It's so cute.
Now, hopefully, it can stay on the bookshelves.
Ugh.
No,
Why'd you have to go straight there, right? You had to go straight there until it gets banned, you know? Like, there's a book that is called Entangle Makes Three. I'm sorry if I said the title incorrectly, and that got banned. And it's a story about two penguins that just took on and adopted a third penguin, okay? And it just so happened that the two penguins were two males.
Two males.
Okay, it's actually based on a true story, and it's a cute little book, all in cartoons or whatever, and that got banned, Jay. I mean,
well, I'm not going to speak that into fruition,
No.
but I'm happy for Pete's husband,
Chasten.
Chasten.
Yeah.
This is really cute. This is
Yeah.
really cute. It's what we
Yeah.
need.
It is. It is.
We need to find the joy.
And it's like, you know, and if it does get to the point where it's banned or brought off shelves, you know, which is disgusting, it is just literally a story about a kid getting ready for his papa to come home. That's it. You know?
You know, I was thinking about this. I don't think it was yesterday or the other day. I can't remember. But I was cleaning my kitchen. And just the thought came to me. I was like, wow, I wonder how many people around the world, around the country, really are, you know, instead of listening to or worried about what's happening, what's going to happen, if they're really grounded in the things that matter, the things that make us nostalgic, the things that kids making a pizza to pick up their papa from the airport, you know, making a sandwich for a loved one. Like, do people have time for, I was just thinking about it. I was like, do people have time for those thoughts anymore? Or are we so busy running to social media, or are we so busy wrapped up in all of the noise and all of the things going on that's lost. It's all a lost art, you know.
Yeah. That makes me sad if that's the case. But it's the it's the truth. We get all worried with what's going on, and there's just enough space there for stuff, right?
Yeah.
So something's got to go on the wayside, and it's going to be something like that, like smelling flowers or seeing a dog, you know, being walked near
or reading
you,
a book
you know,
to your
niece or nephew or your kid.
Yeah.
Yes. Or just like, you know, I was at My Hollywood Pride on Sunday, and so Misty Eyes, every year she does a story hour for the kids.
Oh, yeah,
so she's dressed like Misty. You know,
Yeah.
Misty's got this beautiful makeup, hair, blah, blah, gown. And the kids are all around her in a half moon. And they're just like, Wow.
Enamored
You're
by
beautiful.
the magic.
Yeah, by the magic, right? And I just
Yeah.
wanted to stay in that moment forever because it was just so real, so true,
Those little,
so joyful, so hopeful.
Yeah.
You know, it made me hope.
Yeah.
And that's what I need to do,
Yeah.
you know? So anyway, get Chasten's book. I think it's super sweet.
Me
You
too.
know, I hope that, you know, I can only imagine what Pete Buttigieg is doing now. I mean, he's not secretary anymore. So, I mean, like, you know.
I mean, stay at home with your man and raise your kids.
Raise your kids. Write a book with Chasten. Have a double
Yeah.
book. Have both of them go
Let
out.
them have pizza in the house.
No,
you know?
he deserves it.
Yeah.
I have a feeling though he's got something up his sleeve, trying to work and help for us in some way, shape, or form. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So, but get Chasten's book. It comes out in May. I think it's going to be super cute. And they're adorable, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So be sure to like, subscribe, and share this FayWhat show, Kiki, to support our LGBTQ plus community. Get ready for laughs, lessons, and a heartwarming reunion in Clean Slate. Laverne Cox stars as Desiree, a trans woman returning to Mobile, Alabama after 23 years, reuniting with her estranged dad, Harry Slate, George Wallace, who I love, sparks family chaos and comedy gold. From Norman Lear's bold legacy, this sitcom blends generational clashes, small town charm, and queer representation. Stream all 8 episodes on Prime Video starting February 5th. Watch this.
Hello?
Hi, Miss Fancy Lady. Just really having a good time right now. My son's coming in a minute.
Dad, I'm your daughter, Desiree. I've always been Desiree.
We haven't spoken in a while.
How long?
23 years.
What happened?
Wow, this place looks exactly the same.
Well, you know what they say. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Ooh, that's broke. I gotta fix it.
We have a very special surprise guest. She ran a very fancy art gallery in New York City. That's where Taylor Swift buys sunglasses.
So what happened up there?
I arranged for gallery space, and then my funding fell through.
Your bus broke.
And you live with your mama broke.
Oh, she brought jokes with her from New York.
I ain't perfect and I don't pretend to know it all. But Desiree coming back and opening up like that was a major step.
Oh my God.
What?
We in your living room, girl. You done took the plastic off the furniture? Are you crazy?
How about I crash with you?
It ain't crashing when you're home.
I'm totally gonna have to redecorate. Don't gaslight me, Dad.
I wouldn't do that because I don't know what that is. To my daughter.
To our daughter.
Can I get your number?
Hard pass.
I wasn't asking you out. Just thought I might need to get in touch.
It's time to declutter. We can start by replacing that eyesore on the wall.
This is my prized possession, and it ain't going nowhere, son. Daughter, damn it!
Jar. I'm gonna retire off this.
Laverne Cox in this great show that I can't wait to see, Clean Slate. What are we all talking about? Isn't it awesome?
Oh my God.
Ah!
I'm stoked.
my God.
I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
I'm here for it.
I'm
I
here
love me
for
some
it.
Laverne Cox. I love her. I mean, you know, I aside from being beautiful and having great stage presence and always wearing the most flawless, beautiful clothes that fit her, all right? Because I'm always real big on like that, right? I love that she's doing this. I love that representation matters, Jamal. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So to see a sitcom with a trans actress telling a trans story that's not just like, oh, you know, the trans person showed up 20 years later, oh, and the father's weird, and that's it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, this has more depth to it. You
Way
know?
more depth because it's inspired by her own story.
Like, so you were telling me that she's actually from
Mobile,
Alabama.
Alabama. Yeah, she's actually, that's her town. And basically almost her story.
Oh my God.
That she's getting to retell in a very fun,
Yes.
light, but
Yes.
still tackling some very serious topics.
Yep.
Like that's what I'm talking about. That's like the content we need to ingest.
Yeah.
That is the things we need to
Yep.
look at.
Yep.
This is what we need to have moving forward through these next 4 years.
Oh my
Like
God, you're so
telling
right.
real people's stories.
You're so right. And you don't know who will watch this sitcom, right? in the privacy of their own home when nobody's watching them and going, wait a minute, trans people aren't that bad. What the hell is Trump saying? Let me go look up for myself. You know what I mean? I mean, it's just that little seed that can help us.
And going down the rabbit hole of literally her life and portfolio, which is, and we talk about this all the time when Laverne is, because I think you just in love with her. Like, we always talking about Laverne.
Because whenever she does something, I have to spotlight it, you know, because I mean, she's constantly, okay, it's hard to stay in the eye. It's hard to stay in the public eye. It's hard to stay relevant. Okay. It's even harder for a queer person to do so.
And to watch her glow up from the Diddy show. What was that, like 15 years ago?
That's got to be that long.
All the way till now with all of the projects.
Orange is the New Black. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Orange is the New Black. Ugly, she just did. What was it? Saturday Night Live or The Daily Show, she just did. Like, she's just constantly showing, you know, you can thrive. She's constantly putting her light in front of her and showing us whatever process she has going or whatever spiritual connection or whatever therapist she has.
She got to keep on. She's got to keep on doing that because whatever she's doing, you're doing it right, Miss Laverne Cox. I'm just telling you, you're on the red carpet for for a lot of these big, huge events like Grammys and Oscars. You did that. You know, you did that. You and your light, like Jamal said.
Doing the work.
That's
some deep work.
Doing the work.
Some
because
really good work.
Think about what she's surrounded with, right? Usually old white gay men who run the world, you know, and there she is saying, okay, you won't rule me. You know, I'm still going to be a part of this world. Yeah. And she's got a twin brother that we've talked about too.
That played her like opposite when on Orange is the New Black, when we shift characters.
Yes.
To the pre-transition, to the post-transition, her twin brother used to play that. It's just, I love this for Laverne. Like, these are the things that make me excited. That was like Christmas.
Right
wrapped
there
up
it is.
in Amazon Prime.
Right there it is. So February 5th is right around the corner. Make sure you watch it on Prime Video. You've got all the episodes there. They're not even going to do, you know what they do when they give you one episode and they say next week you got to come back? They're not doing that.
We get all 8 episodes.
You get all 8 episodes. All right. So put it on your calendar, February 5th. All right. Laverne Cox in her new show, Clean Slate. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share this FayWhat show, Kiki, to support our LGBTQ plus community. A viral Threads post from Bilal Qasimi, has sparked debate. Listen to this. So the post read, quote, "Stop saying start a family when you mean have children. A couple is still a family. A single person and their cat are still a family. A couple and their plants are still a family. 3 oddly close roommates could be a family. You don't need children to be a family," end quote. Garnering 11,000 likes in the first 10 minutes, the post struck a chord with many LGBTQ plus people. One comment said, quote, "A lot of us have had to be our own family while surviving alone for so many years, and we are doing it just fine," end quote. Another agreed, saying, quote, "It's inherently small-minded to make family as one equal to children," end quote. Kids, pets, or chosen family, family is family, period. What are we all talking about?
We're talking about what gay people have done for eons and eons and eons, and what we have known for eons and eons and eons. When our own families shun us, or when we feel estranged, or when we feel othered, we go and create our own family.
Yeah, and that always looks different.
Always. Every last one. All of my friends over the years, since I graduated high school and then left and went out on my own and things of that nature, I was pretty estranged from part of my family due to religious abuse. And I did go seeking family, and it led me to understand, like, a lot of the close relationships I was developing became my family. Like, all of my friends, if you are a friend, if you are a real friend, you most likely know my grandmother, heard my grandmother, or spoken with my grandmother. You know my family because you are now a part of the family. Like, friend takes on a different meaning. So I totally totally love this. Like, and children don't, like, most of us don't even like children.
Most of us don't. Like, which is crazy because you all think that we're like, these crazy right wing think that we're grooming kids. We don't even like kids.
Children.
Like,
like children.
And again, for those LGBTQ people who have children and they've always wanted to be parents, they had the right to be. And please enjoy that. But for many of us, like Jamal said, our family, I was estranged from my family. I'm still working on things with my family. And it takes a snail's pace if you're doing it to not hurt everybody involved, right? That doesn't happen overnight. So my family looked different depending on where I was in life, right? I lived on South Beach with 5 roommates because it was too expensive to live there at the time, right? So those people became my chosen family. I moved to New York and I had girlfriends, but then I had an old lady across the hallway that like always took care of my dog for me. She became my chosen family, you know what I mean? And for those 5 years, that was my family. I moved down here, I got married, right? My wife's family became her kids became my kids, right? But it's always looked different.
It's always evolving.
But it's always been family.
It's been family.
No matter what.
Always. And you know what? That he's onto something, because I always said, we need to redefine community. And so we also need to redefine family, because family is what makes up the community, right?
Yeah.
It is how our family and familial bonds really help us, navigate, interact with each other in community.
Yeah.
So we have to that was a beautiful post. Like when you first started reading it, I was like, where's she going with this? I was like, where are we going? Oh, wow, that is so true.
Well, because I don't know how it is for a boy, but for a girl, for a Latina girl, right? I went to my step grandfather's funeral a couple of years back. And so I had so my grandmother and grandfather have like 50, 60 grandchildren. We're Puerto Rican, right? So it is what it is, right? So I got to see all this family that I hadn't seen in a lot of years. And so people are coming up to me like, oh, you're Luis's daughter. Wow, you're so pretty, blah, blah, blah. How many children do you have, right? And I would say none. And they would go, oh, you couldn't? And I'd be like, no, I didn't want to, right? And that was the first tia. Then somebody else, like it would go on and on where it was like, oh, what happened? And then by the end, I was like, I'm married to a woman. You know what I mean? Like, screw you people. But they have this way of making you feel guilty for not having children. And then in essence, also saying that your LGBTQ plus family isn't a family because there's no children in it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry. Like, I'll kill somebody over my dog.
Oh, yeah.
I'm wearing my hat and my shirt because I'm interviewing Danny and Ron next from their incredible rescue, and it could just be you and your pet, and that is family.
Yeah. And we both are just
are like that.
Are us and our pets.
It's time where it's like we don't want to be around people, but we're gonna go home and be under the covers with our pets, and that's our family time. So don't let anybody make you feel that your family is less than because it doesn't look like the regular mom, pop, and 2.3 kids and the freaking
that really that line, that thought, that thread really pokes a hole and helps for people to mend their loneliness and their isolation. In America, we really go into these silos, but not only America, but now the society in general, we retreat, like you said, when things get hard, we retreat into isolation. We operate in these silos and we think, I am alone, it's just me, and I don't have kids, or I don't have the wife, the husband,
what have I done with my life?
What have I done with my life? Woe is me. And that really like expels all of that negative talk. It's like, you are a family.
Yeah.
Even your plants. I go and talk to my mango tree. My mango does good mangoes.
Oh,
good.
So does mine. Did you
Delicious.
name her?
No, I haven't. Oh,
you need to name her because I named my mango tree. Her name is Carabelle, which means I think it means like life and living and growth in some country. Okay, but like I saw it in some story and I go, oh, that's her name. And from then on, that's what her name.
That's what she wants.
You've got to name her.
She wants me to name her.
All right.
Yeah.
There you go. So be sure to like, subscribe, and share this FayWhat show, Kiki, to support our LGBTQ plus community. I can't believe that we just said Happy New Year again. Happy 2025, and that's the last time we're gonna say it. All right. So Jamal, what are you gonna be doing this week? Let's talk about what are we both gonna be doing this week. All right. It's Tuesday. There's gonna be a ton of stuff to do, and I'm gonna be at Ann Steele. Ann Steele is back in Fort Lauderdale at Sunshine Cathedral with her new show, Broadway Goes to the Movies. And so this Saturday, February 1st at 8 p.m., I'm gonna be right here at Sunshine Cathedral. That's next door. It's on the campus that we're at, and I'm gonna be watching the beautiful Miss Ann Steele. I'll probably be Googling her like this, googly eyes from the audience, and then her wife is probably going to slap me, which is fine because I adore Kelly too. But that's where I'll be. What are you going to be doing this weekend? I know that you've got something going on at Miami Life Center, right?
Yeah, I teach every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday on the rooftop of Love Life Cafe. So Fridays at 7:45, you can see me. Look at me. Telling these
you
people.
Look hot as hell. Look at them. And they're happy that you're telling them to like.
Yeah,
right?
somebody messaged me when I posted this on Instagram. It was like, Daddy.
Yes, I'll stay. Yes, I'll stay in Downward Dog, Daddy.
That's actually the puppy pose.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Get
all right.
Puppy pose.
Yes.
But every Friday at 7:45 p.m. at Miami Life Center, come see me do Central Vinyasa. Also 11:30 on Saturdays and 10 a.m. at the rooftop of Love Life Cafe.
Oh, I love Life Cafe. If you've never been there, they have such yummy food. They have a lot of vegan options and stuff like that.
It's a whole vegan menu, and it's delicious.
And it's delicious.
It's delicious.
It is so good. And again, I am always making fun of vegans and all this crap, right? Because I'm a meat eater, right? But I have people that are close to me who are vegan. So like, I don't want them to feel left out, right? So I'll take them to Love Life, and it's like
it's
good.
Delicious. Also,
so good.
My spot after I teach yoga is Exotica Juice Bar by my friend Island Boy Mario.
Oh, I heard it's delicious too.
Oh my God. Everybody
That's where you and Michelle went to, right? Yes. She told me it was delicious, and we went back to get a juice after. Yes.
Everybody has been going. Yes.
No, it's so good. It's so good. All right. So make sure that you follow Jamal on social media at Porcelain on Instagram to find out where his classes are. Go, okay? Use him, abuse him with consent.
Yeah.
Always with consent, all right?
Always
but go on over to the Miami Life Center. I love the name of one of your classes also, the Cosmic Yin and Sound. I love that. One more time, the Cosmic Yin and Sound. That was our sound bowl voice, just so you know, all right? Thank you, Jamal Starks, for joining me in bed. I adore you, and I'll see you soon.
Mwah.
Love you.
Love you.
I'm so excited about my next two guests. I know they always laugh because I'm just like overly excited. Look at my hat. You got to see my shirt too. All right. So let's talk about one of my favorite movies of all time. Okay. It's called Life in the Doghouse and the Incredible Men Behind It. So Life in the Doghouse tells the inspiring life stories of Danny Robert Shaw and Ron Danta and their remarkable work at Danny and Ron's rescue. 10 years and 10,000 dogs later. And now at this point, those numbers have been elevated. Okay. Their unique approach to life and dog rescue will capture hearts and inspire millions to make the right choices when it comes to man's best friend. From Life in the Doghouse and Danny and Ron's rescue, welcome to the FayWhat Show. Danny, Danny and Ron, there, okay, are back on the FayWhat Show to talk about a great event that we've got locally. How are you, boys? How you doing?
We are great. Thank you for having us.
Good.
It's so good to have you back here. You know that it's been almost a year since you were here last,
frightening.
right? Yeah. It's frightening.
It is.
That's the right words to explain it. So much has happened before then, in that time. So much has happened from last year to this year.
All in 1 year.
And all in 1 year. The elections happened. They didn't go how we wanted, How did you guys get through that? How did you guys, did you even think about that kind of stuff?
Yes, we're still trying to think about, or not think about it now.
Yeah.
It's trying to run from it, actually.
Yeah.
We don't watch a lot of news right now.
But that's a good thing to do. We've got a long time that we're going to have to deal with the new administration. If we get burned out now by watching too much on TV, we're not going to be there to fight. At least that's what I think.
No, I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think you're right. It's wasted energy right now to get all undone.
Yeah.
The bad's happened already, and we have to figure out how to make better for next time.
We all have to stay strong and go from our hearts.
Yeah. And that also spills over into doggy love and doggy rescue and all that kind of love. We were talking before the show about, the world is super heavy, right? And it's like, oh my God, what's going to happen in the future, right? We've got to stop and look down at our 2 feet and know where we're standing and go, what can I do right now?
Right.
You know,
Definitely.
and you know, so but how have you been since the year? I know you got new knees, right?
I got a new knee, but you know, Faye, it's been hard because we're based in South Carolina, so we were very close to North Carolina where all the
Yes,
damage from the
with
hurricane
Asheville.
was in Asheville. So we took 9 vehicles up there and took thousands and thousands of dollars of supplies from pet food, cat food, and gasoline and generators and everything. We went with 9 vehicles up there, and that was very hard to see, but it was very moving that the people were so appreciative of the help.
Yeah. Wow.
Just on a side note with that, the main place where we stopped, which expelled stuff to everywhere else almost, but it was called Sister Kitty Rescue.
Oh, I love that.
But we had no idea why it was Sister Kitty.
Why is it? Because it was 2 lesbians.
Well, no, there were full habit nuns there. And they marched into those trailers and put 50-pound bags of food over their shoulders.
What? In the whole garb and everything?
Yeah, everything.
Oh my God. See, that would have gone viral. You imagine nuns walking around with that's literally what they were doing.
We thought they were there to pray for the mission.
Oh my God, that's Sister Kitty. I don't care who you are, but I'm going to start following you on social media just by that. And my apologies for thinking that it was a lesbian organization, but I love it. I love it.
We had no idea what it was, and then we put the 2 and 2 together.
Yeah. Oh my God, I love that.
Lovely people, too.
God, so you're talking about Asheville. So much has happened in this last week, and you've had to help with a lot of these atrocious things that have happened, you know? The fires in LA, we were also talking about that. All the dogs that were displaced.
And horses, too. We have so many friends that had to move everything.
Yeah.
And lost everything, too.
And lost everything.
The hardest thing, Faye, that we, just as our organization thinks, is so many times when there's hurricanes, the fires, everything like that, we are not big on going in and taking the dispersed animals. Mm-hmm. When we go in, we always ask for the dogs or cats that were in the shelters before, because those people haven't had time to look for their pets.
Yeah.
So we don't want to go in and take their pets.
Yes.
And so some organizations have swept in and just collected dogs that were roaming around. And I feel badly for that because those owners haven't had a chance to even look for them.
Yeah.
You know, they didn't have cars. They don't have a house.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
they don't have anything. So,
no.
I mean, and they're looking for their family member. You know,
yeah,
like,
no, and
I can't even imagine that.
I mean, we always say, give us the dogs that were in the shelter way before the fire hit or the hurricane hit or whatever. So.
Yeah, yeah. Boys, the rescue game has always been, it's sad, okay? It's you know, I can't find another adjective really. It's sad, right? And on a regular day, you know, rescue is difficult, but it seems to be getting harder and harder. You know, rescuing takes everything out of you. You start to lose faith in humanity when you hear the horror stories of people. We were just talking about a few before the show. And I know you folks at home know the horror stories, right? We know when it's freezing outside and your neighbor left a dog outside. It's like, what the F is wrong with you, right? That is on the lower scale of how bad things can be sometimes, you know?
Very much so.
Give me a success story. Can you give me a success story that happened this past year?
Yeah, we've had, numerous success stories. I mean, we have one little dog that, you know, was hit by a car. The owner duct taped the leg. The leg fell off. She took it to a shelter to see if it could be put back on. And her name is Mia. And
the lady's name, because I'm writing it down.
No. The dog's name is Mia. But Mia just came last week down to Wellington and went to her new home. We had to amputate, but the lady has made her own Facebook page, her own Instagram page for Mia.
Oh, I love that.
And, you know, this happens day in and day out. But, you know, the big thing is everybody needs to remember animals don't have a voice, so we have to be their voice.
Yeah, we've got to. We've got to be. I mean, it's come on. We all love our furry friends, right? And they're the ones who, no matter what, are happy to greet us when we come through the door. It could be the worst day, right? And it's just something about their love. How many dogs do you have right now sleeping on your bed?
Well,
sleeping on your bed.
On my bed, probably about 16.
16. 16, okay? So Ron is a tall dude, I get it, but they've got to have like a California king to fit. Okay, I have a modest queen. Sounds bad. And it's me and my wife, and we're not little Cubans. We're not little people. We're pretty big. And then we've got like 2 dogs here, 2 dogs there. So we have about 5. And there is no moving around at night because you will hear.
Yeah, and no getting up to the bathroom.
No, you can't. Because that's that yummy time. You know that yummy time? It's about 2 hours before you really have to get up, right? And the right dog will put all their weight on a certain part of your body, and it's like, I gotta pee, but I'm not moving. I gotta pee, but I'm not moving.
Well, I hate to tell you, we're old, so we have to move.
So you have to move.
we can't wait 2 hours, Faye.
Oh my God, 16 pups. Okay, think
And the
about
problem
that.
too is you can't go from room to room because if one dog hears, if it's anywhere within 2 hours of breakfast time,
Oh, that's
and
it.
one dog hears a door handle or a flush or
Anything, they know.
it gets them started, and then the entire house is just a cacophony of craziness.
Well, and that's how it goes, right? Like, that's why I have a big sign outside my house that says, please don't knock on the, please don't ring the doorbell. And it literally says, please don't ring the doorbell or my dogs will go ape shit and then I'll be pissed. It literally says that. How many times does the doorbell ring? All day, okay? Because Amazon can't read, you know what I mean? So, or the other side of it, another little thing that can happen is like you want those potato chips, right? You never eat potato chips, but you want potato chips, and the sound of that bag.
Oh, yes.
Oh, anything like that.
All the dogs know, and they're ready, So name the 16 pups that are on your bed.
Well,
All right, there's Sweet Pea, there's Mirzy, there's Speckles, there's Tonto, there's Tilly,
Isabel,
Orchid, and then Onyx. Let's see, I gotta keep going.
Sissy. All of them. Look at down there.
And the other 6.
Yes.
I just want to know, because I know you lost a ton of weight recently. Still don't understand how you fit 16 pups. Because to me, they're people. Okay? To me, they're people.
Well, they sleep on your head. They sleep between your legs. They sleep everywhere.
They sleep wherever they want.
And a lot of them are Chihuahuas. So if you go to try to move, all you hear is under the covers. So
those little Chihuahuas have sharp teeth, okay? They are, like, again, people are afraid of the Great Danes, okay? People are afraid of the pit bulls because we have a very misunderstanding down here when it comes to pit bulls. About the only thing that I have ever agreed with our governor is that he turned that around. There is no pit bull ban anymore in Miami-Dade, okay? Because that was just ridiculous. Humans are the ones who train dogs into being fighting or bad dogs, okay? Humans, it's your fault when there's something wrong with your pup, okay? There's training, there's different things that you should do. I have a neighbor, her dog's always running away. I told her to put an Apple tag on him, right?
Yep.
But she refuses to get him fixed. And when he wants to get some ass, he's gonna get some ass.
And that's what's going to cause a fight and hurt somebody.
Or have him, God forbid, get hit by a car, which can so easily happen. I'm always telling you guys, Apple tags are the way to go, okay? That way on your phone, you could see where your dog is all the time. I have it attached to all my pets. My poor little kitten is like walking around like this because the air tag is too heavy. I don't care, okay? I'm going to make sure they never get lost,
80% of all dogs hit on the highway are unaltered males. Because they're looking for the female.
Yeah,
that's a statistic.
And so many people, just because they adopt a puppy or get one or buy one, that they think that makes them trainers.
Yeah.
Yes.
It doesn't.
No, and then you can't have 3 kids in the house and a wife and you all giving it different commands and expecting it to learn.
No, you can't.
But they don't face any realities. They never look at the realities before they do the deed.
Yeah. Around Christmas time, I'm constantly posting, like, please don't give, as much as I want a home for every single dog on this planet, I'm like, please don't give a baby as a baby puppy as a gift for Christmas, right? You don't know what the other side is expecting, knows, doesn't know, wants, it's a toy. Let me just, it's cute. I can carry it around for a little bit. And then it's not cute anymore after a while,
We get those in March. usually around March when they're done with, because the puppies have eaten the cords, peed on the carpets and stuff. So we always get an influx of Christmas puppies around March.
The puppies, the puppy breath
Surrendered.
goes away, right? That's
Yeah,
around that
and then,
time.
you know, they don't want to deal
that's
with
it.
all the problems of raising a puppy.
Well, all you dog lovers out there, I know that you're with us and you know all the, like, you know, when you talk to somebody, dogs unite us all. Pets unite us all. You know, I love to travel to other countries and take pictures of dogs that are roaming, you know, that are with their
Right,
pets, like that
yeah.
are being walked by other people. Because I miss my dogs when I'm on vacation, right? So I will always find out how to say, can I take a picture of your dog in whatever language it is where I'm going?
Right.
And you can see the stern guy walking down the street with his dog looking all pissed, right? And then I'll say, you know, ¿puedo tomar una foto a tu perrito? And all of a sudden the person, yes, of course. Sí, claro. And it's like, you know, and that's going from Turkey, Egypt, Greece, like all these different places that the just your whole face changes when you talk about your baby. That's how it should be.
No,
You
the
know?
interesting thing, Faye, like, you know, we had up to 167 dogs in our house, you know, in South Carolina. And those dogs, they don't judge each other if they're brown, black, white, long-haired, short-haired.
Big or little.
You know, that's
Big or
the beautiful thing about dogs.
Yeah.
They don't judge each other.
Yeah, they don't. They
You
don't.
know.
And you know, I'm blessed to I have rescue and fosters coming in and out of my house, and it's a blessing when you see a Great Dane and a Chihuahua being besties. Like they don't know that they're
Yeah,
you know that there's a
yeah.
difference in anything with
Yeah.
them. They just like each other and want to spend time together.
Yeah.
Don't you wish the whole world was like that?
We would have a better planet.
We would have a much better planet. So we've got a movie screening of Life in the Doghouse at the Sabre Cinema coming up in partnership with Pride Fort Lauderdale. It's gonna be March, right?
Yep, March 1st.
March 1st at 6 p.m. So tell us a little bit about the movie.
Well, it's a documentary actually, but it flows like a movie, and so it's not all that boring. It's pretty entertaining.
Yeah.
But it just sort of shows how we started, and what the catalysts were that made us learn to be crazy and do what we're doing.
And have over 150 pups in your home.
Yes, and figure out how to pay for them and all of that. And so it was in the much earlier stages, even though at that time, how many had we adopted at that point?
At the end of the movie, we adopted 11,000. Now we're at 14,500. So.
I was going to tell you, like, yeah, because that's been, I mean, I saw Life in the Doghouse during COVID. And here we are in 2025, you know, and we get to have a screening here in South Florida, which is awesome because a lot of, you know, it's not, of course, it's not just for LGBTQ plus, you know, our allies are completely always invited, but in LGBT, a lot of us don't have children. A lot of us don't like children, right? And dogs are our kids, you know, so I personally consider Life in the Doghouse a love story because you see how Ron and Danny have their own relationship, you know, as a married couple, and like, you know, and then they incorporate these 150 plus dogs, and every day there's a new calamity going on and fires that they have to put out. And, you know, like I asked you the last time you were in my bed, like we need an update. We need like life still in the doghouse. Or you know, because here you are at 14,000 dogs now, you know?
Well, and you know, in the process of all of this, and partly because of COVID, we've developed several different programs that are important to us, and one is the elderly program, and we sign up with Meals on Wheels in Palm Beach every year, and they call it Animeals, and that's to help people who can't afford their own food practically or get to it.
Yeah.
It's to help them with vet bills and their dog food. Then we have
We have a veterans program.
the
We help
veterans
veterans keep their dogs. And then we have a disabled program.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And then we have our outreach program, which we help people that, like, let's say their dachshund jumped off the bed and is paralyzed and it's going to have to be put to sleep if it doesn't get spinal surgery. And so we have an outreach program where we help people with surgeries.
Wow.
and then we have our general request program that helps feed and pay the vet bills and do all that sort of stuff. So,
how many volunteers do you boys have now?
We don't have many volunteers. We only have employees.
You have your staff.
We just we have 33 employees.
Okay, but that's not a lot. That's not a lot when you think about
No.
just like
It's
the
a lot, yet
magnitude.
it's a lot, yet it isn't. It's
Yeah.
a lot when it's in our house, and
Yeah,
we're trying to live there.
Because they're there 24 hours a day.
Yeah, so like, do you wake up to go do your coffee and you know,
Oh,
one of
they're
your workers is
24
there,
hours a day.
hey, what's going on?
They come in at midnight and do eye meds on the dogs laying in the bed, and you know, there's no privacy whatsoever. That's why we're crazy, Faye.
Nah, no, and I love that. That's why you're crazy. That's how it is. And all you folks get to meet them on March 1st, which is fantastic. What can we expect March 1st at the Savor Cinema?
Well, we're going to do appetizers for everybody.
Love it.
And the bar will be open, and we're going to do a Q&A afterwards. And we're very excited to invite anybody in this area to please come and support our movie.
Yes, and it's going to be awesome. And guess who's hosting? Me! I had to slide myself in there. So Jennifer, who is incredible, who works for you guys as well, I was like, okay, but I got to host this. Yes, I'll help you, but I got to host it. Like, she's like, okay, no problem. I had to twist her arm for it. So it's going to be a lot of fun, but get your tickets at pridefortlauderdale.org. You can do that, pridefll.org. You can also get it at DannyandRonsRescue.org as well, correct? So get your tickets however possible, because it's going to be a whole lot of fun. You said the last time that you were here that you had been approached about doing some more reality. And I know that a lot of stuff has happened since then. Is that still something that you want to do, or have you put it to the back burner?
Well, we've put it on the back burner for a while. Right now we don't have time to do anything else, because we're full-time horse trainers too, and so we have 24 horses. In Wellington right at the moment, and all the customers, and we really don't have spare moments to make anything happen like that right now.
No, I get it. I totally get it. And Wellington, the horses, that's your bread and butter. That is how you make everything happen.
We don't draw a salary from the rescue, so that we just donate our house, our time, and everything. So that's how we make a living, is the horses.
And you're still taking the dogs to the horse shows and stuff like that?
Yeah, we have our booth at the horse show in Wellington, and we've been open 3 weeks, and we've gotten 28 dogs adopted.
Oh my God. So. That's awesome! Oh, I'm so excited. I'm just like, they bring me joy, right? They make me happy, and I understand, like, their job is never going to be finished. It's never going to be completed. But you inspire others, and like I told you, I changed a lot of my rules for rescuing after I met you guys, especially after I saw your movie as well, your documentary, right? Like, I started telling, because dogs know if you're a rescuer, they show up at your house, all right? They just do, and I started telling people, just like you folks do, if you don't want your pup after you've adopted it, bring them back to me. I will take care of the dog until it passes. It will be part of my little family, and that is what it is. And I learned that from you guys, so I say
a lifetime promise.
Lifetime promise.
That's our words.
That's
lifetime
it.
promise.
If I help you get your bundle of joy, and for whatever reason you no longer want to be with the bundle of joy, I'm gonna kick your ass, but I'm gonna take the dog and make sure that it's okay.
Well, Ron Davis, that created the movie and pestered us to thinking it could actually be one. Mm-hmm. He was just enamored with the idea that about the promise, for number one, mm-hmm. and about if we take it, we're going to look after it forever. Yeah. One way or the other. Yeah. And just the fact that we're willing to give that much, to the dogs. We had no idea even then that we were going to grow like we have, but it's been an adventure.
Yeah.
And
10 years from now, if something happens to you health-wise, or you don't want the dog, we pay and send transport and pick them up, and they come back to us.
That's incredible. That really is incredible. And that is just, that's something that you're called to do. That's something that, excuse me, that, you both are angels at the end of the day. And you know this. I don't have to tell you
I think we're crazy.
Well, you're crazy angels.
Sometimes when I hit the pillow, I don't feel angelic.
You're like, F this, what am I doing? And then you wake up like Groundhog Day and start all over again. It's just, well, so March 1st is going to be awesome. Please come out and get your tickets. Go to Pride Fort Lauderdale, get your tickets there. You can also go to Danny and Ron's Rescue and also get your tickets there as well. I'm going to be hosting. It's going to be a lot of fun. Appetizers, you get to see the incredible movie, and you also have a Q&A afterward with the boys. So you definitely don't want to miss that. If you love your pets, you should be there. No guilt trip, but if you love your pets, you should be there with us on March 1st, all right? That's all I gotta say. Danny, Robert Shaw, and Ron Danta, thank you so much for being on the FayWhat show from Danny and Ron's Rescue. Make sure that you follow them on all social media outlets, okay? And if you can donate, please do so, okay? And if you're near Wellington and you're gonna go to one of the horse shows, say hello. Say, hey, I really love and respect what you're doing, okay? From a distance, all right? You know, 'cause they have stalkers, all right? See you all on March 1st. Then watch Life in the Doghouse on Prime Video, Amazon, or Google Play. But watch it on the big screen with us at Sabre Cinema, downtown Fort Lauderdale, March 1st. Anything you want to tell to our viewers?
Just please come and watch our movie. I think you'll really enjoy it.
Right?
Uh-huh.
Right. You heard it from the boys.
Yep, it's a lot of fun. And you might bring tissues. It's not
I cried.
It's not tragically sad, but it has emotional moments.
It does. It does.
But it's also very heart-feeling in the end.
It does, right? And if you love pets and if you've had a pet in your life, then you've gone through those emotions yourself, right? And it's kind of like, it goes with the territory, right?
It also has some good funny parts too.
It does. It does. Oh, come on. At the end of the day, no offense. At the end of the day, they're two gay boys, okay? So that they cray and they're also having a great time, We can all relate to their story. Trust me. Like when I first wanted to watch the movie because it's about dogs. So anything about dogs I'm going to watch, right? But then when I saw these two guys, I'm like, how am I going to relate to them, right? Like, I'm a big old Amazon Latina. They're two white guys from Wellington, right? And the first 10 minutes, I was just like enraptured. I was done. I felt like they were my friends. I started stalking them on Facebook. They had a Facebook Live where people had seen the movie. I was stalking them on there. It was crazy. But stalking sometimes helps. Look, you end up with them in your bed. I'm just saying. All right, get your tickets today. We will see you all March 1st at Sabre Cinema for Life in the Doghouse.
We're looking forward to it.
Let me remind you that the Travel Club is planning Machu Picchu and Peru by train, which will depart on September 17th, 2025. We're going to be broadcasting shows at Machu Picchu, Lima, and more. Join us if you love to have fun. Here, take a look and find out more at happeningout.travel/FayWhat. So that's it. That's the FayWhat show. I hope that you had fun. Thank you so much to Jamal Starks for joining me in bed. I love him. He's so sweet. And also Danny and Ron. Like, weren't they fantastic? Go watch the movie. Join us on March 1st. And if you can donate to the cause, please do so. I know that so many of you folks are dog lovers like me. And it's just so wonderful when you see people that are part of our community doing good things, right? And then they join me in bed. How cool were they? Anyway, make sure that you follow all of them on social media. So folks, you know, I'm really passionate about trying to connect the L and the G in our LGBTQ plus community. It's often hard for us girls, but if we believe we are one strong community, then we must support all the letters of our LGBT and Q plus. We open every show with a nod to Mary Tyler Moore and That Girl's Marlo Thomas. This show is dedicated to a strong LGBTQ plus community. I just encourage you to be a little bit kinder, a little bit funnier, and embrace our tremendous diversity because it really is what makes us so damn strong. Until then, make sure you follow me on all social media outlets: Facebook, IG, Blue Sky, TikTok, YouTube. You know, follow FayWhat. Until next Tuesday, world, at 9 a.m. live or anytime on demand. I'm FayWhat, and I am hashtag that girl. I wish you a week full of sunshine and rainbows. Stay gay.
Rainbows, gay boys, hashtag that girl. Sunbeams, drag queens, L-word. Is that girl the girl of all our dreams? She's everything that every girl should be. Aqua, South Beach, hashtag that girl. Pride-filled, tea dance, Wilton. Is that girl Latina, but she's universal too?